Hey there, this is Dr. Evan Osar with the Institute for Integrative Health and Fitness Education. Welcome to this edition of Facebook Live. Janice and I are just about to head out to present for our 3 sessions today. First on the female core, second on the psoas and glutes, and third on the knee and ankle foot complex. And that brings us to this topic for today's session about the knee and ankle foot complex. Because we've been discussing in this week's Integrative Movement Insider editions how to work with clients that have incomplete rehab syndrome of their ankle and foot complex. Because so many of our clients have been taught to do exercises like towel scrunches and or marble pickups. And I just had an athlete, an NBA prospect, come into my office with chronic knee pain. And he actually split his patella jumping. So he had a stress response in his patella, and then he actually fractured it in half jumping about a year ago. Now, a year prior to that, he actually had a Liz Frank ligament issue in his ankle, I should say foot of his right side, that preceded the knee injury by a year, as I mentioned. So what happened is he'd been taught to do so much towel scrunching and towel pickups, marble pickups, and inversion type exercises that he had actually made his foot and ankle rigid. His calcaneus was stuck, so his heel was stuck. He wasn't able to get his foot back down. So what's happening is he was on the outside of his right foot, so therefore his knee had to compensate, hence the reason I believe that's why he actually had that knee fracture. So what we taught him, and nobody else had taught him this, and this is why it's so important to have a system like the integrative movement system to assess and use corrective exercises appropriately. So that way you're basing your corrective exercises on your assessment. So we assessed his ankle and foot. He was on the outside of his foot. When he was squatting, he was not loading his foot appropriately on his foot tripod. He was not having a proper foot response on the floor. We mobilized his ankle and foot. We got him to learn how to, I taught him how to squat with his foot getting longer and wider. So using that foot tripod, he had much decreased knee pain after this session. And we started to teach him then how to integrate that into the fundamental movement patterns, squatting, split squat. And he wasn't quite ready yet for a lunge. And again, this is a former Division I collegiate athlete and trying to get into the pros, and he didn't know how to squat or split squat appropriately to load his hip and load his ankle and foot. And that's why it's so important that you have a process, a systematic process to take your clients through. So you help them assess, use corrective exercise, and then integrate that into the fundamental movement patterns. Because even at that level, nobody was teaching him this information. So that's why it's so important that you use the information appropriately, and why we share so much great information with you here at our Facebook Live page, as well as on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, IIHFE. So that way you can become that specialist that your current clients need and your potential clients will seek out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, Jackie. Thanks for the comments. And next week, we're going to be at our 5-day intensive integrative movement specialist certification course. And this is where the individuals that are come through, Team 11 is coming through our program. They're coming into the live intensive session in our office next week. So we'll be bringing you updates through that as well. And later today, Janice will be sharing with you information about the female core and why the same concept that applied to this athlete with his ankle and foot complex, why the same process you want to take your female clients through, especially clients that have had a history of children, multiple births, and or C-sections, hysterectomies, gallbladder surgeries, GI surgeries, because so many of them have very similar responses around their core. And Janice will share with you some of the simple things that she does with her clients to help them when they've had chronic low back pain, hip issues related to surgeries, traumas, and injuries around the core. So this is Dr. Evan Osar with the Institute for Integrative Health and Fitness Education. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time at the Institute for Integrative Health and Fitness Education. Take care. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the great comments.